Welcome to the Traditional Way podcast. I'm your host, Brett Shumway. This podcast is brought to you by the Martial Arts Internet Network, where you can find all things martial arts related on our social media pages and on our website at www.mainternetwork.com, where you can catch up on all the open circuit karate news with Inside Scoop, catch a movie review with Kicks, Flicks, and Kicks, or find out what's happening on the Jiu-Jitsu and MMA worlds on the Winner's Circle, plus all of our sport karate videos from tournaments. On this episode, we are going to cover the final Karate One Premier League event of the 2025 season. It took place in Rabat, Morocco. Additionally, this event was the deciding event for the 2025 Grand Winners status for many of the divisions within the league, with most of the best athletes in the world being in attendance. We did, however, have some notable absences. The first being former Grand Winner and top 10 athlete Yorgala Salazar, who's recovering from knee surgeries, and from what I'm seeing that's being posted on her social media pages, it was an extensive major knee surgery, so we are not sure how long she is going to be out. Another notable absence for me that has me kind of scratching my head is Angelica Terluga, who just came back early off from maternity leave to fight in the European Championships, but then opted out of the Premier League. It does seem odd that she would not, if she's not back all the way. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's something that we will watch in the future. But let's take a look at how the event played out for those who were in attendance. Some notable early exits in the minus 50 kilogram division start with world number 4, Emma Scardelli, leaving the event in the elimination round, as well as world number 6, Natalia Vargova, who failed to win a match in Rabat. Big shock as the world number 1, Modir Jangerbey, gets knocked out of the final elimination pool and fails to make the quarterfinals. In the quarters, the first fight saw Celia Oiken and Sofia Boulderbane fight to a 1-1 tie where Boulderbane would win by senchu. In the second fight, Yulia Palashevska loses a close fight to Christina Papa 3-2. Next up, Gabriela Izaguirre gets shut out by Asia Bafulko 3-0. And in the final match of the round, Ermina Perfetto beats Shara Hubrick 4-2. In the semifinal round 1, Papa defeats Boulderbane 5-3, and Perfetto beats Bafulko 4-2. Setting up a final where Papa would fall to Perfetto 6-4, giving Perfetta her first Premier League gold medal. Palashevska and Hubrick would take home the bronze medals for the division. In the minus 55 kilogram division starts out with a bang as first-timer Ruan Mukai knocks out world number 8 Trinity Allen in the first pool of the elimination round. In a stacked pool 4, Youssef Halam takes out both world number 2 Mia Baich and world number 3 Yvette Goranova to move up in the bracket. The world number 6, Rina Koto, departs early as well out of Pool 6, setting up a lot of new faces in the final 8, where we saw the first fight, Ruan Mukai walk through Maria Stoli by the 8-point spread. Next fight would find Halam Youssef fall to Su Ping Q 5-3. In the third match, Tubiyankin defeats Luisa Abarici 3-0. And in the last fight of the round, Valentina Meneses defeats Hikari Harada 6-2. As we move on to the final 4, Q defeats Mukai 3-0, and Meneses beats Yankin 5-2, setting up a final where Meneses would find the top of the podium for the first time this year. She beat Q 3-1 in that final match. The bronze medals would go home with Mukai and Yakin. World number 7, Beta Gravishia, gets knocked out early in the minus 61 kilogram bracket by Anastasia Semenenko. Sorry about that. Where this was Anastasia's Premier League debut. World number 6, Alexandra Sholahova, would also have an early exit, shocking the bracket since she's coming off 2 golds in her last 2 events. World number 10, Anna Nilsson, also exit early as well, but the biggest shock in the elimination rounds was world number 1, Asel Kanai, getting knocked out in Pool 8. The quarterfinals started off with Anastasia Semenenko defeating Tricia Sombre 5-2. The second fight saw Rama Tolba win a close fight over Sara Shimada 2-1. Next, Nursin Ali defeats Aysen Bakarova. And rounding out the round, Barbara Rodriguez defeats Nina Rajanovic 4-2. The final 4 had Semenenko over Talba by decision and Rodriguez over Ali by senchu, setting up a final between the newcomer and the veteran, where Semenenko would win the final score by 3-0, winning gold on her first Premier League attempt. Sombre and Ali would secure the bronze medals. The minus 68 kilogram division starts off with a great performance from Farrell Abdelaziz, who came out of Pool 3 as the lowest ranked fighter in the pool. Even though this pool did not have any top 10 athletes, she still beat who was in front of her and climbed the ladder that put her into the final 8. Also to note, she is a former grand winner. She has just not been in the top 10 for a very long time. Now, the only top 10 departure in the elimination pools came out of Pool 7 with number 10 Ida Altimore getting knocked out. The final 8 started off with Hadir Hendy beating Tsubasa Kama 3-1. Next, Farrell Abdelaziz defeated the world number 2 Elena Quercy 6-2. Third fight was close where Talia Sombre beat Elena Salamanivia by Senshu. And in the last fight of the round, Jude Aldrus and Arana Zaretska fought to a 4-4 tie, where Zaretska won by Senshu. The semifinals started off with Hendy beating Abdelaziz by decision and Sombre defeating Zaretska by the 8-point spread. In the final match, Sombre would pull out the victory by a score of 3-1, and the bronze medals went home with Kama and Salamanivia. Early exits for the world number 2, Sofia Burutselva, in the over 68 kilogram division, as she did not make it out of the elimination pool for the first time in 3 years. She has always been in that final 8. This was a shock that she exits early. Also, world number 4, Cleo Ferracuti, exits early out of her pool. With those being only the big surprises in the elimination pools, we start off with the quarters, where Rochelle Walters defeats Joanna Kinnear 4-3. Kiraki Kitanaki defeats Ophelia Malolo 3-0 in that second match. Next, Arika Garong defeats Heidi Majoub 8-2. In the final match of the round, Clemence Pia loses to Marcia Garcia 4-2. In the semifinals, Walters defeats Kitanaki 8-7 in an exciting match, and Garcia narrowly beats Garong by Senshu, setting up the all-European final that found Garcia taking her second gold of the season by a score of 4-2. Kitanaki and Garong secured the bronze medals. In the female kata division, there wasn't any surprises in the elimination pool. Yes, some top 10 athletes did depart early, but they were beat out by higher-ranked athletes. So the elimination pools basically went in accordance with their world ranking. The quarterfinals, however, did start off with Teriana D'Onofrio beating Kiri Mishima by 0.2 points. Next match was Maho Ono easily defeating Aya Hashem by 2 full points. Sakura Kokomai beats Anna Cruz by 0.4 points, and the world number 1, Grace Lau, defeats Aya Inesari by 1.4 points. In the semifinals, it was a matchup of Chibana no Kusanku between D'Onofrio and Ono, where Ono would pull out that match by 1.6 points. And in the last match of the round, Kokomai Superempe came close against Lau's Paparin, losing by 0.4 points. And another matchup between the world number 1 and number 2, Ono versus Lau in the final, and both athletes running Chatanara Kusanku would see Lau pull out the victory once again by 0.3 points. D'Onofrio and Al-Nesri would secure the bronze medal matches. The men start out, as always, with the most competitive division within the WKF, the minus 60 kilogram Kumage division. We start out with an early exit of Emmanuel Califano. Now, I'm not as shocked at this exit because he's young. Yes, he's the world number 5, but also a lot of his rankings came from his success as a junior that carried over with him. He just turned 18 at the beginning of the year. We'll have to see if he stays in the top 10. However, world number 4, Abdullah Shaban, joins him on the early exit in the division. The final 8 started out with Iray Samdan defeating Darkin Timuralev 4-0. Next match was Christos Zenos topping Christian Sabatino in a high-scoring 9-8 match. Third match saw Sone Sordia defeating Zayed Ali 3-2. And in the last match, Farid Savadov beats the world number 1 Hiromu Hashimoto 8-6. And the semifinal round starts off with Zenos beating Samdan 3-1 and Sordia beating Savadov 2-1. Setting up an unlikely final where Zenos would pull out the victory in a 3-2 win. This would be Zenos' first Premier League gold since 2022. The bronze medals went home with Samdan and Ali. The minus 67 kilogram division starts off with the world number 2, Syed Obaya, exit early in Pool 2 of the elimination rounds. Premier League debut for Hussein Hamaldi, who comes out of the elimination round where he had a good draw, and it left him with no top 10 athletes in his way. And now former world number 1 Abdel Almatsafa fails to make the quarterfinals for the second event in a row. Shocking because of his medal streak prior to that. Looking at the quarterfinals, an all-Egyptian first match as Ali El Salwi beats Abdel Omara 2-0. Second match saw Yugo Kosaki defeat Hussein Mamaldi 6-2. Next, Mohamed Ozdemir falls to Afif Gayeth 2-0. In the last match of the round, Nuran Razadadeh defeats Rosario Ruggiero 3-1. In the final four, Kosaki edges out El Salwi by Senchu, and Gayeth beats Razadadeh 5-2, setting up the final where Gayeth would find the top of the podium for the first time in the Premier League, winning the final 4-1. Razadadeh and El Salwi secured the bronze medals. The only shock in the minus 75 kilogram division was the debut of Rashad Suleimanov, would find his way to the quarterfinals in his first Premier League. The bad part is that he had to deal with the world number one, Abdallah Abdelaziz, in the final match of the quarters, who's coming off his first non-gold event in a long time. So yeah, it's great making it to the final 8 on your first time, but now here comes the most dominant fighter in the division, who is anxious to correct that loss from the last event, and it would not play out well for Suleimanov, who would lose 10-2 to Abdelaziz in that quarterfinal first round. The next fight of the round saw Omar Ur defeat Brandon Wilkins 7-0, followed by Quinton Mahadin getting back to his winning ways as he defeated Andrei Zappellini 3-0. And last up, Enos Bullet takes out Hirori Pitzel 10-2. The final four saw Mahadin beat Bullet 7-6 and Abdelaziz beat Ur 6-0, setting up the final between the last two grand winners in this division. But in the end, Abdelaziz won the closest fight of the event for him, 4-3, and the bronze medals went home with Zappellini and Ur. The minus 84 kilogram division starts off with world number 4, Edard Gasparian, failing to secure a match in the elimination pool. Now, this is a shock since he has been on a rise recently and was one to watch in the division. And that's in the same pool, world number 6, Valery Chopitar, and world number 9, Lucas Buhanicki, both get sent home early. Additionally, current European champion Ivan Kvesic exits in the elimination pool as well, setting up a very interesting final 8 that started off with Konstantinos Magagionis beating Mikel Martina 6-1. Next up, Yusuf Badaway defeats Walid Degali in the third match. Hassan Arslan beats Nikita Tarnakin 5-2. And lastly, Mohammed Al-Jafari beats Hamza Sam 5-0. Setting up the semifinals where Magagionis defeats Badawi 5-4 and Al-Jafari defeats Arslan 3-0, setting up a final that we have not seen in a while, with Al-Jafari finding his way back to the top of the podium as he won the final 5-1. Martina and Sam both won their bronze medal matches. And in the last Kumite division, the over 84 kilogram division started off with world number 6, Mehdi Falali, exiting early, along with world number 8, Rob Timmermans, now representing Aruba, as the Curacao native recently became a resident of the other Caribbean nation. Big knockout of world number 3, Angelo Kvesic leaves in pool 6 of the elimination pool, and leaves us with some new names within the final 8. First fight saw Fumiya Yoshimura defeat Rizvan Talibov 2-0. The second matchup was Matteo Avanzino wins a close fight over Edard Sajilian 4-3. Next up, George Tesanovic wins by decision over Mikhail Siani. And in the last match of the round, Taha Mahmoud defeats Amir Zawawi 6-2. In the semifinals, Avanzina beat Yoshimura 3-0, and the same score for Mohammed over Tesanovic, setting up another matchup between the world number 1 and number 2 in the final, where this time Avanzini would pull out the victory by Senchu in the 3-3 tied match. Sajilian and Tesanovic would secure the bronze medals for the division. In the male kata division, there was only one top 10 departure that did not get eliminated by somebody else within the top 10, and that was world number 4, Alesso Giannami, leaving a pretty non-diverse quarterfinals with a lot of red suns left in the brackets. The only lone hope was the world number 2, Ariel Torres, as he was the only non-Japanese athlete left in the bracket after the elimination rounds. The first match of the quarter started off with the Moto brothers paired against each other, where Kaz defeats Ryuju by 1.2 points. In the second matchup, Ariel Torres defeats Sakichi Abe by a full point. Third match had Katara Ohata over Yasuhiro Machida by 1.2 points. And in the last match of the round, Kakuro Nishiyama defeats Ayo Funada by 1.5 points. In the semis, it was Torres defeating Kazmoto with his Anand Dai beating Moto's Goshio Sho by 0.3 points. And Nishiyama Super Empe beats the Paparin of Ohara by 1.8 points, setting up another installment of Nishiyama versus Torres as the world's number 1 and 2 face off for another final. Once again, Torres' Ohan Dai comes up short against Nishiyama's signature Chibana no Kusanku, where Kakuro would take home his 4th gold of the season. Abe and Ohara secure the bronze medals. Moving on to the second highest honors within the WKF, the Grand Winner status. And it's for the Premier League. These athletes are considered the best of the best for in their division for each season. Along with the current world champion, these athletes are the only ones authorized to wear that gold embroidery on their jackets at events for the following season. So let's take a look at who the new winners are and how they got there. In the minus 50 kilogram division, we have Modir Jangerbey, who repeats as the grand winner this year, making the podium 3 times this season with a gold, a silver, and a bronze. And she was the only athlete to medal in 3 out of the 4 events this year in that division. New grand winner in the minus 55 kilogram division as Yvette Goranova just squeaks out this win with a gold and a bronze this season. Now, this division has been very competitive this year with a lot of top athletes knocking each other out in the early rounds, which has been dominated by one athlete for so long that it's nice to see some new blood in this division. Consistency reigns in the minus 61 kilogram division as new grand winner Asel Kane takes the honors without a gold this season, but she did secure 2 silvers and a bronze, leaving her the only athlete to medal 3 out of the 4 events. The minus 68 kilogram division remains with Elena Quercy, who medaled 3 out of the 4 with a gold, silver, and a bronze for the year. This is her 3rd consecutive grand winner status. The over 68 kilogram division remains with Maria Garcia, whose 2 golds and a bronze carried her to the title easily over her competition. The men's kumite starts out with close final standings as Ire Samden's 2 golds and a bronze this year narrowly beat out the second place point athletes, who got a gold and 2 silvers, giving him his 2nd time winning this honor. The minus 67 kilogram division was interesting because last year's grand winner Syed Obaya did win more golds. However, he failed to make the quarterfinals and the other 2 events, leaving first-time grand winner Yugo Kosaki ahead on points with his gold and silver plus his 5th place finish at 1 event, which goes to show all matches matter in the standings, not just who has the most golds. The minus 75 kilogram division is no surprise. Abdallah Abdelaziz runs away with this division for his 3rd grand winner title. Even when you're, when your worst event is a bronze medal, what else can you say? 3 golds this season. He's atop the division for a reason. The minus 84 kilogram division saw another first-time winner in Yusuf Badawi that took 3 golds this season in the division, really having a dominant season for the world number 2. And in the over 84 kilogram division, Taha Mahmoud repeats as the grand winner as he medaled in every event this season, 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. No one else was even close with his consistency. On the kata divisions, the female kata division has a new grand winner in Grace Slough as the top 2 in this division switch places for the 2025 season. And what makes it even makes it better is that they did match up every final was between the world number 1 and number 2. Last year's winner and this year's winner, Grace won 3 of them. Easily the best divisional finals of the year, and Grace just stepped up and took it. For the men, what else can I say? Kakuro Nishiyama goes perfect for the season, secures his 4th straight grand winner status. At this point in his career, the only thing he's missing is a world title. With that, I want to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of The Traditional Way. Join me on the next episode where I will bring you the results from the Karate One Youth League event from Puric, Croatia. Until then, continue to support the Martial Arts Internet Network and hit that like and share buttons on all of our programming that we provide. Until next time, guys.